Welcome back to another episode of Am I Rich Yet? A weekly podcast where we help millennials and Gen Zs spend, save, and grow their money smarter. Today we are on episode 13. This episode is part 5 of our investing series. So if you've been listening along, this is the final investing chapter. And if you haven't listened to the last 4 episodes, we'd recommend starting there so that you're caught up to speed. My name is Georgia. I'm one of your co-hosts. I myself am a Gen Z, a current MBA student, and navigating my personal finances.
Georgia, I just want to congratulate the two of us. We're halfway done. We're doing 26 episodes on our first series, and this is number 13. So we're halfway done after today. Congratulations.
I love it.
I'm Rob. I'm Georgia's dad, recently retired financial advisor, and my job is to help you make better decisions with your money, or moolah, as we heard in the previous podcast.
Yeah.
Moolah. So I have a question for you, Georgia.
Okay.
You have moved to a new city, a foreign city. Now, at least they speak English, but what has been the most difficult thing for you in your move to Australia?
Oh, that's a good question. 2 things come to mind. First, being the move from full-time work to being a student again. Maybe I would have felt that to a lesser degree if I had stayed in Vancouver and done my studies there. But I think reflecting back, the routine I built with my job, I became very comfortable in, and suddenly my whole routine felt like it was turned upside down. And you and I are big routine people. That was a huge adjustment for me. I think it's taken me almost the last 12 months to just get into, I'm a student, now I have 5 more months left, and let's run it home. The second thing is the distance from family and friends. I say to people, I used to be able to call you or mom once a day from Vancouver, even if it was for 5 minutes. And there was a period of time where I remember our schedules were misaligned. I had classes, you guys are traveling. We had to schedule our calls 2 weeks out. A lot of people don't speak to their friends or family that frequently. Maybe once a day, people are hearing that being like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot. But it was an adjustment for me, and scheduling calls with my friends was very challenging. And my friends know it. I'm very much a person that lives in the moment. So it's hard for me to schedule those FaceTimes and calls. It's really tough for me.
Fair enough. Any questions for me?
I got a question for you. Because we talked about your style and fashion a couple episodes ago.
Yes.
I want to know what your 3 favorite clothing stores are. You can only shop from 3 stores for the rest of your life. And you need to consider, some might be an athletic clothing store, some might be more casual and more upscale.
Stores come and go. I'm going to go with brands. I love Mugsy. They're online retailer, although they do have one location that I visited. I can't remember where it was, but they're online, great for shorts, jeans, some t-shirts, etc. They're great. They stretch. They come in lots of different colors. Probably a favorite new brand that I like for men's shirts is Tory Richard. I discovered them on a trip down south, and I go to their website and they promote stuff all the time. And then one of my evil friends, when I was working, introduced me to the Eton brand of dress shirts. And I had already said that I'd never pay that money for a dress shirt, but once I started to buy them, I couldn't stop, and I got rid of all my other dress shirts. So there you go.
Oh my gosh, it's a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely.
Now you're comfortable and you got the top quality, but you can't go back.
Correct.
Do you know what else that happened?
What?
Bombas socks.
Oh, there you go.
So
there you go.
Bombas, if you're listening, we love your socks more than anything, and we would take a sponsorship any day of the week.
But you've stopped shipping to Canada, so we don't love you as much as we did before. So anyways. Okay, what are we covering today?
So like I said at the beginning, today is part 5 of our investing series. We are back another rapid fire question style podcast. So like we did last episode, I'm going to be asking you questions that we received directly from our listeners and getting you to them. You ready to jump in?
Yep.
Perfect. So question number 1. I have 2 TFSAs. One is personal and the other is with work. I also have an RRSP. What else do I need to help me save?
So let's talk about 2 TFSAs. I've seen so many problems when people have 2 TFSAs. You have one contribution limit and you have 2 accounts. And you don't want to over-contribute because you're going to pay a big fine from the government if you're over-contributed. The fine is basically 12% a year. It's 1% a month. So you don't want to do that. But it's really easy to do. So if at all possible, try and have one TFSA account, not two. I get it. One's at work, one's not. But that's my comment on that. I think the one account you're missing is the first home savings account. Now, if you've already got a home, you don't need that. But make sure you're maximizing the RSP, maximizing the TFSA. And if you have a home, then you don't need the FHSA. But if you don't have a home, maximize that and open it as soon as possible. And after that, we go to those investment accounts, open accounts, cash accounts that we talked about. That would be the priority there.
Great.
Okay.
Now, I've never heard of that, having two TFSA. So if someone's in that position, or if they go speak to someone, can they consolidate that into?
Yep.
Okay.
You can always move accounts from one institution to another. So you can collapse that. Now, if one's at work and one's not, that's more complicated. Maybe the one at work, you're not able to maximize it. So you open up your own private one.
Got it. Okay. Question number 2. When should you start putting money in your RRSP if you're already doing a TFSA and an FHSA?
So the first question is, are you maximizing those? If you are, then start the RSP. If you're a low income, there's not as big an advantage. And by low income, I mean less than $40,000, $50,000. If you're above that, the RSP still makes sense. Even though you're not saving as much in taxes, it's still worth it.
Question number 3. I have money to invest. At my age, where should I be prioritizing investments? Towards down payments or long-term investments?
So I think the one thing we're missing is the person's age. Now, understand that the way we reached out to get these questions is Georgia sent that out to their friend, so the friend probably assumed that Georgia would know their age, but that may have been lost in translation. Anyways, regardless, tax advantage first. What are the 3 main tax advantaged investments? First home savings, RSP, TFSA. Next, do a blend of both. So maybe do 75% into that first home savings and then maybe 25% into the RSP. That way you're going to get both accounts going and you're going to save taxes as well. And you've got limits to each of those. Once you reach that limit, then you go to the TFSA.
Blended
Savings, balanced.
Yeah.
Just in case the home purchase is 10 years away, you'd rather have a TFSA and an RSP account as well.
Question 4. If I only have around $300 to invest per month, what should I invest in?
$300 is a great start, right? So $300 a month, I would put it into the first home savings account. If you don't have a house yet, I'd put it into the RSP. If you did, again, income dependent. If your income's above $50,000, I'd do the RSP. If it's below $50,000, I might do the tax-free savings account.
Say it one more time.
Okay. First home savings if you don't have a home. Second account would be the RSP if your income's above 50. If your income's below 50, I'd do the TFSA.
Next question. All things investing. What kinds of things should we have in our portfolio? And what are the best ways to keep up to date with market?
When I started in the industry, you used to believe the more stuff you shoved into your portfolio, the better your diversification. Technology has changed all that. Now you can get everything you need in one fund, one ETF. You don't need to fill your portfolio with junk. It's not like your purse, right? Where you're just shoving everything in. I don't even carry a wallet anymore. I don't even carry cash anymore. I have my phone. I pay everything with my phone. And in the back of my phone, I tuck a $100 bill just in case I need something for cash. Keep 100 Canadian and 100 US just in case I'm traveling.
Even better. I like to know that.
You don't need to know where I hide.
And now if one of our viewers sees you on the street, they're going to go straight for your phone.
Exactly. I'm now a candidate to get mugged. Anyways, so inside that portfolio, you're going to have a blend of value stocks, growth stocks. We haven't covered that yet. You're going to have small companies, medium-sized companies, large companies. You're going to have companies from around the world, some from the UK, some from China, some from the US, some from Canada. So you want a bit of everything in there, but you want it all in one nice, easy to manage bucket. You don't want all kinds of pieces because before you know it, you've put a bunch of crud in there. Every now and again, you'd have to go clean that purse out or your portfolio out.
My purse is pretty clean.
But what happens when you go from the big purse to the small purse?
It gets a bit
Gets
cluttered.
a little tight. So you get rid of all the stuff that's not really that important and just put the important stuff in the small purse. Okay.
So to sum it up for this individual who wrote in, they should be considering a blend of different sized companies and a blend of value, growth, and profitability.
Imagine if you could buy a purse that already had everything you needed right in it. How good would that be? That's what a globally balanced, diversified mutual fund or ETF is. Everything's already in there.
And the last one that I forgot to sum up was that the investment should be global, coming from around the world.
I had a hard time moving to that, not for myself, but for my clients, because I thought my clients wanted me to look like I'm moving the money around and putting all kinds of new and exciting things in. And I said to myself, if it's good enough for me and I'm the advisor, why am I not doing the same for my clients? And so that's how we've overcome that.
Next question here. Should I be working to invest in Bitcoin/crypto?
Okay. So we know crypto, Bitcoin, all the cryptos have been the rage for quite a while. Here's my story. I decided I had to figure out what it was all about. So I happened to be in Hillcrest Mall at the time. So that's in Richmond Hill. And there was a vending machine where you could literally open a crypto account. And so I played around with the machine. And it was just like a regular bank machine. And you basically open your account online, pushing a bunch of buttons, and then I put $1,000 in. And then I had $1,000 sitting in cash, and so then I get to buy all these different cryptos. So I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some Ethereum, and then a whole bunch of other ones that, what was really interesting to me is they all sounded really intelligent. But I couldn't tell you exactly what they did, except it sounded really intelligent. It's like sometimes you have a friend who'll say something really intelligent, but you have absolutely no idea what he just said. It's the same thing with every single cryptocurrency out there. They'll say they do this, they monopolize the blockchain or something like that. So anyways, I put the $1,000 in, and then I got to my app, I could see the price going up every day. So at one point it was worth $1,200. I was pretty happy. And then before I knew it, it was worth $600. After about 4 months, I just said, this is stupid. I don't understand what I'm investing in. I have no idea what these companies are doing. I don't know why we need them in today's world, because it's not a currency. It still isn't a currency. No one can convince me that it is a currency yet. Now that may change.
I like that.
I think if the US dollar came out as a cryptocurrency and it traded just like the US dollar, I'd be fine with that. But when it's trading on a virtual strategy, I don't get it. So I think it's a waste of time. They say, as I've said before, you need 100 hours of studying what these things are about to truly understand it. I have friends, good advisors that have put that 100 hours in, and they do not touch the stuff. So that's my take. Other people, you're entitled to your opinion.
It's a great personal opinion. I have a friend who had an ex-boyfriend who believed in crypto, and that boyfriend convinced everyone in my friend's family to invest in crypto. Needless to say, boyfriend is no longer in the family and everyone lost their money.
Well, how can it be a currency when it can go up and down 30%? This thing, when it crashes big. Right now it's doing really well, but that doesn't mean it's going to do well forever. There's nothing behind it. At least the US dollar, there's the US economy behind it. Canadian dollars, the Canadian economy and a government and regulations and all that stuff. How many frauds have there been with crypto? People can break into your computer and steal all your currency. Well, that's not a very good currency. At least if people broke into Bank of Nova Scotia, I'd get my money back.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Let's get off the Bitcoin and crypto talk and let's move to our last question. Writer writes in, I have a pension plan with my work. How does it really work? Should I not touch it until I retire, or is it a financial advantage to access the plan before retirement?
How to frame that question. Is a pension plan good? Georgia, I'm going to put $150 every month into an account for you.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes.
That's a pension plan. The company is saving money on your behalf. Taxable benefit, but it's a benefit. Money is being put aside for you. So it is a great strategy. regardless how good or bad the pension plan is. Now, in the pension plan world, some pension plans are really good. Some of them are not so good. Government pension plans are the top of the heap. They're great. And the reason is you contribute a bit, they contribute more. But when you retire, it's what's called indexed to inflation. So if you're going to get a $30,000 a year pension or $50,000, it goes up with the rate of inflation every year. Whereas most company pension plans are not tied to inflation, or some of them are inflation minus 1% or inflation minus 2%. The government pension goes up with inflation. So it's huge. Gets the gold medal in terms of pension plans. I'm a big believer you should have one. I'm a big believer you don't touch it. You just continue to let it grow. Sometimes when you change firms, so let's say you change companies and your generation does a lot of that, you can take your pension assets and transfer it into an RSP, or if you're lucky enough, you can even move it to another pension plan. I like pension plans. I think they're great. You don't have any control over how that money's invested. So it's not a group RSP, it's a pension plan. They decide how that money's invested. And so it's hands off. It's pretty easy.
Great. And you said there's good and bad pension plans, but you would say even a bad pension plan it's
free money.
It's worthwhile.
Free money is good. I like free money. If someone's going to give me $150 a month or $500 a month, I'm going to take it. And it's not like there's strings attached.
And the writer writes in, is there any financial advantage to access the plan before retirement? Now, you gave the example of the options you have if you were to change companies.
You will have the opportunity of staying in the pension plan or transferring that money typically to an RSP. It's actually to a locked-in RSP, but regardless, similar to an RSP. If the pension plan is indexed to inflation, leave it where it is. If it's not indexed to inflation, you're probably better to bring it into your own account, into your own RSP or locked-in retirement account, if you're comfortable with managing it, or if you have a financial advisor. If you don't, you're not comfortable, leave it in the pension plan. That'd be my recommendation. If you're young and switching companies, either move it into your own account or move it to another pension plan, but that may only apply 20% of the time that you can actually do that.
Move it into your own account or move it into a
pension plan with your new employer.
And you said something there, indexed to inflation. How do you know if your pension plan is indexed to inflation or not? You have your HR.
You have to get a little booklet. Typically the booklets are online now and you can look it up and find about index.
Rob, thank you for joining on the Georgia McClellan podcast.
Thanks, Georgia.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for answering these questions again. Now, let's sum it up quickly, everything we talked about today. I think the number one main takeaway is to avoid any investments you don't understand.
Completely. If you don't understand an investment, don't put it in. Don't invest just because a friend or family member says this is a good investment. If you don't understand how it works, how it makes money, how liquid it is, don't touch it. You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your shirt. Guaranteed. So we never invest our clients' money in anything we don't understand. My take.
Okay.
I never want to sit across from a client and say, I lost your money. So if I don't understand the investment and I'm not going to put my own money in it, why would I put you in it or recommend that you put your money into it?
Got it. Takeaway number 2, to sum it up, always sign up for your company's pension plan, savings plan,
Scottish plan. It's free money. Don't be fearful of it. Sign up for it. Learn. Get educated on it. Read some of the stuff. Talk to a friend. Can you help explain this to me? They're really good.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Am I Rich Yet?
What are we doing next week?
Next week, we are going to be covering diversification. And thanks again for being here. We will see you next week.
Thank you.